The Lucifer effect. It's a chilling concept, isn't it? The very name sends shivers down the spine, the very idea that those we deem good, even ourselves, possess the capacity for evil acts. It's a stark reminder of the duality within us all, yet history and indeed our present reality are littered with examples of this very phenomenon. From the horrors of war to the daily news, we see it unfold. We witness ordinary individuals placed in extraordinary circumstances, committing acts of unimaginable cruelty, acts that seem out of character, yet are all too real. This begs the question, are some people inherently evil, or is there something deeper at play? Or is there a more nuanced explanation, one that delves into the psychological mechanisms that can transform everyday people into perpetrators of horrific deeds? The mind is a complex landscape. This is the heart of the Lucifer effect, a term I coined to describe the transformation of human character. It's a journey from light to dark. It's about understanding the situational forces that can overwhelm individual morality, leading to a descent into darkness, forces that can be subtle yet powerful. This isn't about excusing evil, it's about explaining it. It's about finding the root causes. It's about comprehending how seemingly insignificant factors can converge to create an environment where evil flourishes. Small actions can have big consequences. By understanding these forces, we can begin to develop strategies to resist them, to protect ourselves and others from the potential for darkness that resides within us all. Knowledge is our first line of defense. In the summer of 1971, we conducted a groundbreaking study at Stanford University that would forever change our understanding of human behavior and the dynamics of power. We meticulously created a simulated prison environment in the basement of this psychology building, randomly assigning participants to the roles of guards or prisoners to observe their interactions and behaviors. The primary goal was to observe how these individuals would adapt to their assigned roles over time and to what extent their behavior would change under the influence of perceived power and authority. What unfolded over the next 6 days was nothing short of shocking and deeply unsettling. The guards, who were ordinary college students, rapidly embraced their newfound authority, becoming increasingly authoritarian, abusive, and even sadistic in their treatment of the prisoners. They subjected the prisoners to severe psychological torture, stripping them of their identities, forcing them to wear humiliating clothing, and subjecting them to sleep deprivation and physical punishments, pushing the boundaries of human decency. The prisoners, who were also psychologically healthy young men, became passive and withdrawn, exhibiting signs of learned helplessness and severe emotional distress, unable to cope with the relentless abuse. The experiment, originally scheduled to last 2 weeks, was abruptly terminated after only 6 days due to the escalating abuse and the profound psychological toll it was taking on the participants. The Stanford prison experiment demonstrated with chilling clarity the overwhelming power of situational forces to override individual morality and ethical behavior. These were not inherently evil individuals. They were ordinary people who, when placed in a toxic environment and given unchecked authority, transformed into agents of oppression, highlighting the dark potential within us all when subjected to certain conditions. A decade earlier, Stanley Milgram, a social psychologist at Yale University, conducted a series of groundbreaking experiments that further illuminated the capacity for ordinary people to inflict harm on others, even when it goes against their personal morals. In his now infamous obedience study, participants were instructed to administer increasingly powerful electric shocks to a learner, who was actually an actor, each time they answered a question incorrectly. The participants were unaware that the shocks were not real. The shocks weren't real, but the participants believed they were, creating a highly stressful and realistic scenario for them. As the voltage increased, the learner, actor, began to cry out in pain, pleading for the experiment to stop. The participants were faced with a moral dilemma. Despite this, a staggering 65% of participants continued to administer shocks up to the highest level, a lethal 450 volts, simply because an authority figure in the room instructed them to do so. This highlighted the powerful influence of authority on human behavior. Milgram's study revealed the unsettling power of authority and how it can override personal ethics. Even when faced with the potential to inflict serious harm, individuals were often willing to abdicate their own moral compass and obey the directives of an authority figure. This was a sobering revelation about human nature. This experiment, along with the Stanford Prison Experiment, highlighted the critical role of situational factors in shaping human behavior, demonstrating that even individuals with strong moral convictions can be induced to act against their values under certain circumstances. These studies have had a lasting impact on our understanding of psychology and human behavior.